feel like it looks like they don't get pressured at all. It just looks like they know exactly what to do in every single lane, and they're just in full control. And that's obviously because they are one of the smartest teams in the world. But we see so many other teams also try and play this kind of comp. And the games get really messy. You know, a guy overextends in the side lane, he dies. The mid lane gets engaged on, they die, and suddenly it's one big team fight. But when you watch SKT play these split pushing comps, they're just controlling every lane.
And it's not like Flash Wolves aren't without the tools to do that. You know, they do have a Tom Kench, you know, a lot of mobility there. Here they go, though, grouping up around the mid lane.
It's what we asked for before. Just try and run down mid at this point here and just force that tower or engage with your Nautilus.
And what's almost incredible about this is SKT did like the 2 or 3 man Mountain Drake, the slowest of the Drakes to kill. It's the tankiest one. And yet there was still no mid lane pressure from Flash Wolves. And what's funny is, in a game that Flash Wolves wins, it looks explosive. They're team fighting all the time. They're getting these engages off. They're battling, and it's going to be a high kill game. If a game that SKT wins, nothing happens until the game is over. Because they're just split pushing you to death. They're better split pushing. Now Huni forced to run away. Here's the explosive fight that Flash Wolves are looking for. Good damage on Huni, and there we go. The first sign of life in about 15 minutes, and that will be the mid lane turret finally falling.
One player who played in EU and NA overextends and dies.
Ah, come on!
Because he went... Yeah, okay. All right, all right.
The one guy. Everyone
Flame
else.
coma.
Well, Huni did die. Mid lane tower did fall. That was a small win for Flash Wolves.
Yeah.
We said earlier we needed to see them like preferably before the 20-minute mark, just like get that advantage.
Ooh,
Like this
really
start there.
early repose.
Yeah, it was that, and that's the reason, you know, Maple was able to get off his stun there, so they get the chase down. This was a low turret already, and it is something that's good, that's back for Flash Wolves. It's not going to be the monumental comeback quite yet. It's definitely something that could help fuel it though.
Absolutely, we'll see if more can happen here. MMD starting to move towards the magic resist itemization. Sunfair Cape Ninja to be done for his matchup against Huni, but now he's got to worry about a Fizz later on, and even a Kog'Maw who is about 55-45 magic to physical based on his build.
Flash Wolves are really scared of Faker right now. Hexstringer for Kaza, Abyssal Scepter rushed by Mabel as well. I feel like they're going a little bit too heavy on the MR side. Obviously you have to respect Bang a little bit as well, but there's a lot of physical damage on the side of SKT you also have to look at.
I would say it's really only Huni who's like more physical than magic though. Peanut's not going to do insane amounts, and it's Bang is more magic and Faker is all magic, of course.
Oh, Fish goes wide, but it still goes in.
Looking for the tight fight onto Faker. A couple of shots come through from Bang, not too much out of him. And to disengage.
Back to the builds though, for Bang specifically here. We talked about this was a Kog'Maw comp without the extra shields. You know, it is a Kog'Maw comp that's a 1-3-1, you know, with flimsy solo laners here. He's building fairly tanky. You know, he's got a Hexdrinker, he's got the Ninja Tabi, as well as two of the more tanky-ish offensive items, and going for the Trinity Force next. So this is a Kog'Maw that also gets so tanky that you're kind of incorporating even your passive into Kog'Maw's kit. So like, if they do dive the Kog'Maw,
That's the next step.
he's tanky, exactly. He is kind of tanky, and he's still putting out the DPS. But then, even if you do kill him, he's gonna explode with 2 damage, and you have these super damaging solo laners to worry about.
And he's building like his Aurelia, right? Like I've seen Jax and Aurelia's build this way, and it's like, yeah, they need a front line, and they get some durability items. And Kog'Maw's like, I have 700 range. I'm built the same way. It's like, okay.
If you don't take me down, I continue to put out my DPS. If you do,
If you focus me, Faker probably kills you. Maybe Huni will kill you.
Yeah.
That's so much damage on the side of SKT.
All right, they don't need Bang. It is very different from like a G2 Kog'Maw composition where it is more about him. So we can see what else can happen here. Gold lead 3.8 thousand for SKT. They're up the Infernal Drake, which is about 1,000 worth as well. And they can keep moving on forward here in this one. 24 minutes in. Quick yelps out of the Pugmaw. Cannons! Okay, Wolf gets it. That's fair. I don't know why I keep doing sound effects on a cast.
I'm really...
I was a
bald eagle down
Especially
there.
because you set yourself up for that one, and then you deliver it as well.
I mean, I don't trust you to set me up for the dog sounds. It's a bit out there. I had to make sure to cut the full circle.
Let's get back to the split push game here for SKT as Huni is going up the bottom side. And he's got one more wave until he does get to inhibitor turrets. That's pressure that you have to react to as Flash Wolves. And just because of that, it's going to allow SKT to move in and kind of undo a lot of that vision work that Flash Wolves just tried to put down around Baron.
Yeah, the professional teams, they always talk about windows or openings, you know, when
Doghouses.
Doghouse, they don't talk about that very often, but they do talk about the fact that when you push out a wave in a side lane, you can then leave first, you can roam first, you don't
Baron
have to use the
houses.
teleport. They're now taking the Baron down as well. No one from Flash is around, and yet SKT, respect the fact that Kaza walked over one ward.
Yeah, I mean, we expected them to take all the vision away from Baron, but they actually didn't do a lot of that cleaning, and there's a lot still left from Flash Wolves, so they won't be pressured quite yet, but you can see exactly the game plan from SKT, and that's going to be them returning to this game plan. The pressure on the bottom from Huni, they're going to get the sideways pushed out, then you feint at Baron, you either get a pick there, or you can actually complete it.
What's going to happen? 4,000 gold still remains the difference. It's been going up and down a few hundred at a time, but it has still been mostly SKT in the lead. Faker still holding on to that Rift Herald buff. About 10